Right, so in this video, I want to talk to the appointment setter, the superstar who's currently earning $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, working in a company, working on a specific offer, but who feels like they've kind of like hit the cap and they're looking to make that transition to becoming a business owner, earning over $500,000 a year, right? Now, for those who don't know, with Client Acquisition.io, it's kind of like the same transition that I did, right? Now we run a multiple seven-figure company, and I kind of like want to use my transformation to show you how you can go from being an appointment setter who's, living good, right? If you're making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, working from wherever you want to work from, that's a pretty good way of making a living, right? But as humans, we're forever discontent with the things we have. We're always seeking evolution. And in this video, I want to show you how to go through that next phase of your career, right? I want to use my first business as a case study on how you can make this transformation. So in 2020, right, I was going through all these courses, learning how to, start an agency, learn how to, maybe drop ship, consulting businesses from Sam Ovens, all the people. I went through all the courses, okay? But the number one thing I struggled with was generating appointments, right? I was in the basement. I had a Porsche on my screen, right? Actually, I want to show you something. So I had a Porsche back then, right, on my screen. And even till this day, I'm still trying to get Porsches. So this is a Porsche I'm trying to look at. I'm actually trying to look for a GT3 RS because the new GT3 RSs are so beautiful. But this is a car that cost $300,000 or more, right, in Canadian. So if you're making $50K a month, $50K a year, $100K a year as an appointment sitter, you can't afford that. So we needed to figure out a way to make more money, right? So what I did was I first needed to master outbound prospecting. So the year of 2020, I only made $12,000 in revenue for my business, right? I didn't start out as an appointment setter. I started out with an agency. So my goal was to build a company, right? But I didn't make anything that year because I didn't have the skill of outbound prospecting. So during that year, I spent every hour, the little money I had saved to understand outbound prospecting, right? I figured out the importance of finding the right platform for different offers and different niches. That I understood the level of awareness and sophistication for markets in different markets, right? I needed to understand that it is important to optimize one variable at a time. When you're launching an outbound prospecting campaign, or if you're doing appointment setting, or even when you're advertising, you need to focus on a few variables, right? The response rate, the lead rate, the appointment rate, right? And maybe the qualification rate, right? If you've been setting, you know that it's not just, the goal is not to do appointment setting. The goal is to book qualified appointments that show up, right? But if you're just starting out, you don't know any of this. So I also started learning around, how to create sales assets that create educated prospects, right? Which is a marketing qualified lead. A lot of people don't know what MQLs are and SQLs are, but you need to understand this, okay? And that's what I spent 2020 doing. Once I acquired these insights, I started generating meetings consistently. And I got my first coaching client who paid me $4,000. He paid all of it up front. And I'm going to use this word. I don't know if this is the right word, but I was elated. Elated. I was like, oh my God. The feeling of getting someone to pay you a lot of money, that was 2 months of work prior, all because you could show him a protocol and be able to close him. It gave me the confidence of like, oh my God, I actually got this. But anyway, that's a side tangent. But I was really excited when I've made my first sale in my agency for $4,000, right? Now, I acquired that client and I sold him Facebook ad and a VSL funnel. But the issue was he didn't have money for ads. So I was like, what the hell? Well, I'm not going to refund you because I need the money. You're my first client. So I'll do whatever I can to figure out a way to get you clients. So I was forced to use my skills of outbound prospecting and appointment setting to get him meetings, right? So I was actually forced into doing appointment setting. At first, I was just trying to use ads and video sales letters, okay? Once I started doing this though, I got the idea of like, why shouldn't I help other agencies like myself to generate calls? Because I knew as an agency owner myself that the biggest pain that I had was generating appointments, right? So what I did, I was part of a few communities, right? From all the courses I had bought, I started making a few posts, right? I was in Iman Gadget's groups. I was in Kai Bax's groups. And, the issue with courses like Iman's and Kai Bax's back then was that they help you start a business, but they don't actually help you become successful. So I had all these thousands and thousands of leads that have been thrown into this idea of starting a company, but they couldn't book appointments, right? Like Iman is not going to teach you how to book appointments. Probably Kai Bax back then, it wasn't necessarily either, because he was just he was making money from his courses. So these people were not bridging the gap of appointment setting. I swear to God, once I made the post in that community, I started booking 5 to 10 calls, and I closed my first few clients. Now, back then, I wasn't really too confident in my offer, so I was charging really low ticket, like $1,000 a month, right? But I'll come to the point. I'll show you in the next page. But I scaled this thing from 2020, making $12,000. I scaled it to over $400,000 in revenue that first year. Imagine going from a $30,000 a year job to making $300,000, $400,000. And I think I had like 60% profits. So I started making as much as a surgeon, all because I knew how to do appointment setting, right? But the difference between you and the me of 2021 was that I understood the following, right? I needed leverage. I wasn't appointment setting for my clients. I had a team under me, right? But I want to kind of like show you guys the thought process around building a company, right? You start with a problem, okay? Then you find a solution to your problems. Then you create a service, okay? Out of the solution, out of the insight that you got from solving your problems, right? Now, once I figured out how to, solve appointment setting, then I created a service around appointment setting. Now I faced a new problem with like, how do I scale this? Right? Because I knew how to get someone meetings, but I didn't know how to scale it. So the solution for me was leverage $3 an hour setters. So back then, Ravi Abuvala was pushing this $3 an hour thing. And I was like, oh, this could be good. So I started using I just started using VAs from the Philippines for my agency. And when I started signing clients, I actually just started doing the following. I documented everything I knew using looms, like the loom I'm making right now. And I hired a bunch of VAs from the Philippines. I got them to watch the training. I got them to go through the shadowing sessions and everything. I did it myself at first, right? And then I started assigning each setter to each client account to implement the strategy and generate the appointments for them, right? So I would sell a client. I would build a strategy. And then I would pick the channel, I would help them optimize the profiles, and then I would train the setter who will be doing the outreach, and I would place them in a company, right? The setters would normally do, I would say 4 hours of work per day per client. So I was able to leverage one setter for 2 clients. So if a client was paying me $1,000 a month, which today, like, that's crazy. Don't charge that low. It's ridiculous. It's just that I didn't know what I was doing, so I was okay charging low ticket. But if a client would pay me $1,000 and another client would pay me $1,000, that would be $2,000, and I would only pay the VA maybe $400 a month, $500 a month. So I was still profiting $1,500 for the cost to fulfill was only $500 per month on $2,000. So I was still pretty profitable, right? Now, the issue was, there wasn't no issue. That's how I started earning up to $30,000 a month, right? I scaled this model from, I believe I hit my first 10K in January of 2021. And then I hit 30K in, I believe, March or April, somewhere along those lines. It was 3 months later. And I was so happy, right? Now, if you want to go from earning 5K a month, 10K a month to earning over 500K a year, right? This is what you need to do. You need to understand that you need leverage. You should not change anything that you do. All you need to do is introduce leverage in what you do. Now, how do you introduce leverage? You have a few ways. First of all, follow the same steps I did. Document everything you know. Find $3 an hour setters. Get them trained on your process. and acquire more clients, and then just place the setters on to do the thing you do, right? You could also build a commission only team for your clients, right? But the process you want to go through is to simply to get more leverage, and the skills you need, right? The skills that make you 5 to 10K a month are not the skills that's going to make you $500,000. You actually need to level up in skills, and you need to learn how to hire and manage people, okay? Because people are leverage, right? And then the next thing you need to master too is how to build systems. You need to be able to build systems. If you can't, then you're going to be stuck in the same place forever, because even people are not easily scalable. But systems, you build it once, it keeps on producing, and it keeps on keeping everybody accountable, right? These are the two main skills that will take you from being a skilled person making a good living to making over $500,000 to even $1 million a year effortlessly. That same year, so 2022, we ended up scaling it, right? And now today, we're at a point where we're doing over $500,000 in cash collected in a single month, right? Now, for you to be able to go from 50K a year to 50K a month and then to 500K a month, you need fulfillment leverage, and you also need owned attention, right? But this is something that we cover in the Growth Creator program. So we help people become growth creators and step out of being a capped earner, right? You can check out the thesis that I shared here. It's $19.99. You just opt in here, and then you'll get this doc, right? 100-page. I'll actually show you the doc that you get. You'll get 106 pages of here, everything around how to actually go and implement everything, paid ad structures, how clients would go and actually use this to scale their businesses, but also their clients' businesses. You'll also get access to this growth thesis, which is the exact same thesis that we follow to scale our clients' companies, right? So everything around, how to go about figuring out the market, the offer, the attention. Should you use outbound? Should you use paid? Should you use $3 an hour VA? Should you use growth specialist? How do you create an owned attention? How do you educate attention at scale? How do you convert attention? All that good stuff, right? And I covered it in the Webby. It's $19.99. It's almost free. The reason why I put the price is because I want people to actually value it. People don't value free stuff, okay? So you'll get access to the 100-page doc. You'll get access to the growth thesis, Lucy chart, and we also have a private Discord community for everyone who's getting this $19.99 3-hour Webby, okay? So the recording is actually 3 hours and 30 minutes. Because it was really long. I went over everything that has allowed us to go from, I showed you in 2020, I was making 12K a year. Now last year we did over $500,000 in a single month in cash collected. Now, once you understand it and you're ready for the growth you deserve, you can join our community of growth creators. So you can actually jump into our program, and we actually help you scale using our frameworks and our infrastructure. Right? You can find a link below if you want to speak with my team. My team will walk you through how we've been able to go from $0 a month to 30K a month to 600K a month, building appointment setting infrastructures for businesses. The value in this, in you kind of like being in our program, is that you get to skip the hiring. You actually get to leverage our pool of setters. Okay, so we've been working on a SaaS where we wanted to allow our clients, I'll actually show you. So this is a SaaS that we've been working on, allowing our clients who are in our program to leverage the pool of setters, because we have 21,000 setters that we've built because we would place them in companies. And now we've built this SaaS where clients can actually just log in and then be able to select VAs that they want. Right? So this is going to be really cool. This is something that you get to skip when you're in our program. You don't have to go through the hiring, through the training. We have all that covered, right? We do webinars every week to find talent. We train people every week on Facebook outreach, on Instagram outreach, on LinkedIn outreach, on Twitter outreach, on LinkedIn outreach. So you just get to pick and choose which setters you need to place in your clients' businesses, right? Not only that, you also get to leverage our systems. You get to leverage our 7-figure systems, or you could even ask for us to build systems for your company, your clients' companies, right? So you can literally sell them a $15,000 systems build. We'll build it for you on a lower cost. You can kind of like a white label client acquisition.io infrastructure and team. And the next thing, which I think is the most beautiful one, is that you get to take our frameworks and you get to implement them in your clients' businesses. So let's say you find a coach and you're like, hey, Serge, I'm not really sure how I should help him. Well, we already have the proven frameworks for coaching companies. So all you need to do is just take what's in our program and go and implement it, right? We have a lot of clients who've used this to help their clients, like short form content agencies. They come in, they leverage our acquisition models, and then they go and implement it in businesses, right? And this, will easily save you 3 to 5 years of learning and changing, right? You don't need to go through the last 3 years of sacrifices that I've had to go through. You can just do it in the next 6 months by leveraging our program. So if this is anything that you're interested in, if you want to go from, making this, being good, to actually running a business and experiencing freedom, start by getting the Webby, watch the 3-hour training. And if this sounds like a great offer, you can book a call with my team. But guys, this is what I want to tell you. You already have a scale that's earning you $5,000 to $10,000. All you need to do is go put that scale in 10 companies. The 5 to 10K you're earning today becomes $50,000 to $100,000 a month. And guess what? You're not even doing any of the work. Why? Because you learn how to hire, you learn how to keep people accountable, and most importantly, you learn how to be free and happy. Okay, cool. I'll stop now. Enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below if you liked it. Bye-bye.